Hey, Planeswalkers, Mythras here. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. Very exciting today. We got a number one deck for you coming out of Historic, primarily to prep for the Arena Open here, day one and day two, I'll say. This deck is awesome. You may already know what it is, but I'm still very excited to play it for you. Now, before we go ahead and hop into it, look at the deck list, talk about some of the sideboarding options and what we got to play, I just want to say thank you. It's been a great journey. It's been explosive recently again. Please feel free to sub down there. Appreciate that support. You can also like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch to stay up to date on content like this. All right, so what deck is this that I speak of? It is a mono white deck by a player by the name of Ginky, Ginky. So thank you very much for this. Now, if you ask me, this is a pretty big knockoff in terms of what was going on in Standard about a month ago, 2 months ago, before the companion changes. Additionally, before Jumpstart, obviously. So the big pickup that we got here is Core Dancer. Most of the other stuff is actually from Standard right now, believe it or not. So too bad Core wasn't Standard. So I did craft a few things. Some of the things in the sideboard here, though, like Adanto Vanguard, Baffling End, are things that are obviously truly historic as well. But we'll get there in a second. Now, quickly, let's just go ahead and take a look at this deck list. Now, this list is available for you down below in the description, so you will have access to it right away. As I called out here, let's take a look at Core Spirit Dancer. Now, this card is awesome. It gets +2/+2 for each aura attached to it. And then whenever we cast an aura spell, we may draw a card, which is pretty awesome too. So it actually gives you a choice. You don't have to. And I think that's always important in terms of self-mill or playing against mill decks kind of a thing once in a while. Now, it's also running one of my other favorites, Hushbringer. But as you all know, the big key pieces are All That Glitters. The payoffs are All That Glitters and Core Spirit Dancers. So one of the big pieces of this deck is you're absolutely going to want those in your opening hand. So don't hesitate to mulligan aggressively if you need to. So something to keep in mind, because you may be tempted to keep something mediocre. But in Historic, things move fast, my friends. So we got to keep that in mind. Next, here's the sideboard. So cards here, we got Light of Hope, Selfless Savior, Soul Guide Lantern, Adanto, Baffling End, Containment Priest, and Devout Decree. Big ones here that we got to worry about are going to be the Sack decks, Golo decks, and Gabo decks. So big one here, Light of Hope. This is going to be against, you're going to want to sideboard this in against the Reclamation decks. You're also going to want to play it against, let me think here. Actually, just Reclamation. And then actually, I would also say Mirror Match. So keep that in mind too. Next, we have a Selfless Savior. So you're going to want to play this against the Temur Reclamation decks, primarily to not get targeted by the lovely blowout cards. Then we got Soul Guide Lantern. You're going to want to play this against the Sacrifice decks. That's going to be very important for you. And Adanto Vanguard. You're going to drop 4 of these in again against the Temur Reclamation deck. This again is actually to make this deck more aggro-y. Additionally, the ability to take the 4 life, because Temur Rec or the Reclamation decks aren't going to be doing a lot of damage to us, and we can be doing a lot of damage in return is going to be big. Next, we have Baffling End here. So where would you sideboard this in? You're going to want to do it against goblins, as well as the Sacrifice decks. So we would do this because when Baffling End enters the battlefield, exile target creature and opponent controls with converted cost 3 or less. So this is exactly like the 2-drop the Glass Gasket that we're playing recently on the mono white deck that I made it into Mythic last season. But then when Baffling End leaves battlefield, target opponent creates a 3/3 green dinosaur creature with trample. So 1 second there, because it actually might be better to play Baffling End enters the battlefield, exile target creature opponent controls with converted cast 3 less. You may actually want to just play Glass Casket there, to be honest, you guys. But again, when it leaves the battlefield, opponent creates a 3/3 green dinosaur creature. So keep that in mind. That might be an improvement there. Just a thought, thinking out loud too much. Sorry, Ginky. Next, we got Containment Priests. So you're going to want to pop this in against the Sack decks as well as the Gabo decks. When this creature comes in, the creatures that our opponents would be making tokens of get exiled instead. And last, we have Devout Decree. So again, exile target creature or planeswalker that's red or black. You're going to want to play this against the Sacrifice deck as well as the Goblins deck. All right, folks, there we have it. That is a big run through of those sideboard cards for you for your lovely Arena Open. Let's go ahead and take this deck right into action for you. Again, #1 historic deck. So we will do that. Historic ranked. We're going to do best of one as we always do, and let us hit it. Now quickly here again, thank you for your support. As always, please feel free to support the channel by subscribing down over there. Appreciate it. And liking me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch, stay up to date. All right, so as I said, we want to aggressively mulligan here so we don't have 2 payoff cards, so we'll try it again. So here's a good one. We got great payoff. We got All That Glitters and Core Spirit Dancer. So I will keep the 6 here. I'm going to dump that, and we'll go from there. I'm going to get aggressive. Dies. We got Hushbringer. We can shut that down. I'm not gonna block it just in case they could sack or do something weird. Absolutely. Isn't that what I said? All right, so we got Flash. Let us do that. We will take that action. And let's tap that one down. Probably a slight misplay there, to be honest, but that is okay. And this may be game. Boom! There we go. Nice and fast. Look at that. Build up 1 creature. Good to go. Beat down Gabo's deck. Lovely. All right, on to our second match. Now, I have seen this deck with versions of like the Gingerbread Man in there as well, which kind of gets pretty interesting. So, considerations. All right, we got Goof. Do we have 1 payoff? I'm going to try this because we have Stone Coil. Or sorry, because we have All That Glitters. Could aggressive mulligan here. But again, we got the Stone Coil with All That Glitters. Could go Hushbringer as well. Let's see what Goof is going to do here. Alright, it's probably bant. Bant Golos. Lovely. And all you get to do is control a creature, so don't forget that. That's why I still got to draw a card there. So this is a good example of why you would want that core, because we're not getting good cycling yet. But we do have Lurrus, so that's fine. Bant Golos, I was saying. Maybe Field of the Dead deck. I don't know for sure. Lovely Hushbringer. Did work against this, but I'm not too worried about it. What's that give us? Actually. Six, 9, 10. It's not lethal. I'm gonna guess they got a board wipe. Yeah, so we'll do this again. Here we go. Boom! There we go. Match 2 check. On to our third and final historic match here. This get me real excited for the Open. Might have to play. Unfortunately, I don't think I have the time. Get a sliver of time in these waning hours of the evening. That's how it goes. All right. Next one, the Nameless One. I think we don't keep this one. Aggressive mulligan. Oh, I'm gonna mulligan again. This one I like better. Let's drop Savior. Double Savior. Maybe we should have kept one. Alright, we're okay. Could have kept one just instead of Sentinel, but I wanted to get the core engine going. Alright, so we got a white lifegain deck. This will be a good match. If they don't get core off, we'll be okay. Oh, I thought it was global muted. Guess I wasn't. Ooh, I could go... Oof. We have potentially lethal next turn if they don't get core off. If they get core off, we're in trouble. Now, the mono white version that I play typically has some exile. Keep doing the math, nameless one. If they hit with healer. No blocks. I could block here. I don't know what they're gonna do though. And let's do it. We'll find out, I guess. Are we good? Okay. Maybe they're gonna hit me with protection from white and then all that drops. I've seen it done. Oh, there you go. Nice, that's game. For them. Good job. should have went with the Hushbringer. Oh, brutal way to go. But I'm sure there's probably something else that could have done slightly differently. Kept Savior, that kind of a thing. Turn 1, we would have had to play, but that's what you get when you stick all your marbles into one creature. But love that deck. So let's go ahead and take a look at it again. Number 1 historic deck by Ginky. We covered off on the sideboard and the deck and the aggressive mulligan and all that stuff for this. So here it is again. Please feel free to take a look. If you got questions, comments, let me know. Deck list down below. Let me know what you would have done that last game there. Tell me I'm terrible, whatever. Happy to hear it. And if I missed a play, love reviewing and getting your feedback. All right, Planeswalkers. Here's the sideboard as well. And lastly, just want to say thank you. Appreciate your support, your feedback. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. And like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Stay up to date on awesome content like this. Well, I wish you the best of luck if you are participating in the Arena Open. I really enjoy this deck. I plan to hopefully play more historic this season. All right, Planeswalkers, you stay safe. I'll see you again soon. Mythras out. Take care.